Of course, this is not the final budget. And I know that myself and my colleagues have some different things that we like to see, and I know we're going to go back and forth on that. However, I want to bring attention to a specific part because it's been a lot in the news, and it's a very important subject matter and group of people. And as I'm making this comment, if anybody here for the budget hearing, you can fill out a card so you'll be ready right after I get done with my comments. And that is the issue of veterans. And I'm going to keep saying it so people might be seeing it for the first time and don't quite understand it. But there's a Veterans Services Commission in Hamilton County. They are not controlled necessarily by this board. We don't make the board appointments currently at all. And they are part of the budget. Now, my understanding, and I've asked Mr. Ludo because I'm learning a lot about this. When I first got here, one of the things I said initially, when we have to turn in our own budget, each of us had our own budgets, and I wanted more money for veterans. And Mr. Ludo indicated to me that the Veteran Services Commission has to ask for the money. And I kept wondering, I said, that's weird. Why wouldn't they ask for more money to help more veterans? But they never would. And so then when this thing exploded on television and started to put some attention to it, we also found that Veterans Services Commission had not come before this board. And I know they ain't came since I was here 3 years. And Commissioner Dumas indicated they hadn't been here since she was here. So they hadn't come before this board. They hadn't given us any reports on how the money is being spent, et cetera, until now. And we invited them, and I said, Mr. Lou, I want to invite them to come because they're the only group that's getting in this budget, one of the only groups that never had to face us, even though it's a restricted fund. Other restricted funds come to us. So anyway, they ended up coming because of all the media, and the executive director did not come. And the executive director makes more than a commissioner, $123,000. But I said, if they can't come and they're not feeling well, at least have the chairman of the board. Somebody got to come over here because there's some serious allegations out there. And I thought they were helping seniors. I didn't know they wasn't really helping that many seniors. So anyway, they came over for the first time to this board meeting. And they came, and the executive director couldn't make it. We had the chairman of the board, and there was a presentation being made. And that was on a Thursday, and a lot of veterans was in here, packed the place out. Well, because we were meeting on Thursday, they ran and gave us some packets, I think on Wednesday, reports that probably should have been coming in every year, reports that superseded my time even being on the commission. They went all the way back to 2019. These should have already been turned in. But they went from 19 to the current. And so a lot of times when you do that, you can't read the reports because you got, not a lot of time. But I read them. And in those reports, we found that some areas that are allowed to be funded for veterans were not being funded. Eyeglasses was at $0. Pharmacy help was at $0. Rental was, I think, at 13 or 14,000. I know there's more people need help. We did 100 million. Utilities was at 2,000 some dollars. Very, very small numbers. And then the fact that we got 42,000 veterans, and that doesn't even include their families in Hamilton County. And we're helping 400 veterans, 500 1 year, 300. We're doing bus passes in Butler County. I just saw an ad. I'm going to put it up on Thursday. I don't know, Channel 12, an ad came on. Big old bus coming out of, I think it was Warren County or Butler County, red, white, and blue, and got the stars and everything. And they taking their veterans straight to the appointment, straight to the hospital. Then they had a little SUV running around. I said, man, they got a bus and an SUV. And their county is smaller than ours. And so then we said, well, Mr. Ludo, give more money to them. Because one of the veterans came and said, in the state law, if we give 10% more than they requested the year before, now this board can make appointments. We said, well, that sounds pretty good. Well, then Mr. Ludo told me that we can't just give them 10% more. they have to ask for it. So I kept wondering, why wouldn't they ask for it? Well, it seems to me that they kept the number real low so that the county commission can't do nothing, can't make no board appointments. So they keep their ask is low. And in this budget, even with all of that we went through, the ask is still, this is our budget, and we got a veterans section, and the ask is still only $1 million. Still low. And why is it low? Because they don't want the county commission to make any board appointments. That's the only thing I can think of. But they gave themselves a 4% raise, but wouldn't give more to help the veterans. So this section here keeps us at the status quo. What is status quo? Not that many veterans being helped, $0 for glasses. If you gave $0 last time, you get the same budget, it's gonna be $0 this time. If you gave $0 for pharmacy last time, you get the same budget, it's gonna be $0 for pharmacy this time. If the last budget you only helped 400 veterans, didn't even do 10%, not even 10%. You give them this budget, it's gonna be 400 veterans. So if I support this budget as is, then we become part of the problem, because now it has been brought to our attention. It has been out in the open now. And so anyway, they came and they said they thought they would do something different. And they had a person up and said, this person has been voted, will be the interim director, the African-American male. And they said, we're gonna do something different. Well, they came with the same request for budget, so that's not nothing different. And that was on a Thursday, okay? Now, Thursday, it went to a Monday with this article comes out. Hamilton County Veterans Services Executive Director takes back the reins and now gonna work from home. That's on Thursday. We came here packed on Thursday. This came out. This happened on Monday. Told the guy, thank you for your services. You back to being demoted. Thank you for standing in. That's a major slap in the face to not only this board, but a slap in the face to Hamilton County veterans. And if we don't do anything, we say, oh, well, we're going to go to their meeting on Wednesday. What we go to their meeting for? Here's the budget. They asked for the same amount. We want to give them more, but they have to ask for more. They're not asking for more. We want them to do more, but they won't ask for more. We want to appoint more people on their boards, but they won't ask for more, so we can do that. So we got to do something different. Then I wake up today and find out there's a lawsuit, and this is embarrassing for Hamilton County. Here's the quote: a roach has more respect. Veteran sues Hamilton County Veterans Commission over treatment. They still got the word Hamilton County. Butler County doing better than us. Warren County running with vans and buses and all of that. And we got the most veterans, 42,000, including their families. And this is the thing, a roach has more respect. And we think we're going to run over. We'll go to their meeting and see if we can work with them. We brought them here to work with them. They came in our face. They gave us their report. $0 for glasses, $0 for pharmacy. A bus, got some bus tokens. We with transfers. We running with transfers. And then here come Warren County and Butler County. They coming with first class service with a bus. We want to give them more money, but according to Mr. Ludo, and if I'm wrong, Mr. Ludo, you need to let them know. You told me I can't give them no more money. They got to request the money, and here's their request, the same as last year. How do we get some people on their board where to get a request? Then somebody, well, let's call up to the State House. Oh, my God, I've been up at the State House. Them bills sit forever. Ain't nothing happening out the State House. The budget has been passed at the state. Nothing's coming unless it's in the budget. A capital budget or operating budget, ain't nothing going on. In fact, one of the reporters, I think Channel 9 reporter, went to the state people and they tried to throw it back on the county, up to the state. They said, well, the county has to deal with that. They said, well, we want to do the inspection of the records. We can't do no inspection of the records. They got to let us in. The man's working from home. We said, hire some more people, hire a number 2 so they can run things. They don't want no number 2. So I have in my budget proposal, I'm going to present a resolution. I like for it to get passed. I like for it to get passed. And I've put it out there long enough for my colleagues. If there's something they want to add, I'm willing to open that up to add. But it's time for us to have an ombudsman. We got an office of everything with all kind of people working. We need an office of Veteran Affairs that'll have an ombudsman over here that'll be under our board, that will be going to not just those meetings, go to those meetings and go to VA meetings, not just VA meetings, but also be out and promoting and marketing to our folks to connect them, not just with their services, but with other services, and be able to be our liaison, that person. It can't be somebody, oh, they already working and they serve time and we're going to let them go to this ain't just going to a few meetings. This is really being an ombudsman to represent our county. It's a shame. We don't have nothing big in Hamilton County that we are part of. Then take some of those dollars. If they don't want the bus and the van, I'm okay. We'll help use our 513 relief bus if they don't want to get a bus. But also, we need to have a major event. Now, we own Paycor Stadium, and we need to have a major event. It could be on the plaza, it could be on the inside, but that ombudsman would be planning it. It'll be part of we get 3 community days a year, supposedly, we ain't been using them, in the contract for the Bengal Stadium. Let's use one of those days. Do it in April. We're not doing it during the season. We're doing off season, when the place is sitting empty and we still be in charge with all the bills. And put some money in this budget that will also pay for that day. Like we had the office, small business office day. And then this is for the veterans and the families, and we got different people come there with their booths. We're taking applications on the spot. We got everybody, the VA, we've got the DAV, we got all the people there. We got some entertainment, some music, some fun for the kids and the families. So it's appreciation and resource at the same time. And so that's what I'm going to be introducing on Thursday. Now, why do I want to have it now? Somebody said, oh, just throw it in the budget. No, we can't just throw it in the budget. We got to make a profound statement about veterans. It's too much confusion. Everywhere I go, they stopping us. What are y'all doing to us? And we got to explain and understand. No, we got to make a statement. So I wanted to bring that up because the budget shows their intentions. If you ask for the same money you had last year, you're going to get the same results. You don't want to ask for 10% more because you don't want us making any appointments. That's why you stay real low with your number. And we trying to give you money, but you don't want it. Calling up to Columbus, and we in December, and they getting ready to go out of office, and it'll be forever. It's a good tactic if we're trying to just push it along. I ain't trying to push it along. We done brought you here. We done said we want to work with you. We said let's get together. We said we got the money. And bottom line is you showed us somebody you claim you going to make a change, an interim guy. You told me you was going to do more marketing. They said all that. But this is what you said after you left us. Hamilton County Veteran Service Executive Director takes back the reins. We'll work from home. Basically, they gave us the middle finger and went on. And we can't do that to the veterans. So that's why I'm upset. That's why I think we should have a resolution. And I will be having it on as a by leave. And hopefully we can have some positive results. But I wanted to highlight that because in this particular budget, it's the same amount of money that they request year after year after year. And it's just not acceptable to the veterans. So wanted to highlight that. And like I said, just today, I guess it's a lawsuit, a couple that's been in the military, had dealt with them, and they claim they've been treated, they feel like a roach has more respect. That's their words, not my words. And the way they were treated, and they're suing because they were treated. It says here, they were treated like, quote, unwelcome trespassers. And saw a great deal of what? Rudeness, hostility by the employees and the staff. And then other words in the complaint says, the visit was painful, agonizing, demeaning, humiliating. We got to do better. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about the budget. I have some other things. There's a lot of good things in this budget, but that veteran services piece is just not acceptable to me.